Good early morning, fellow Plexers. I'm going to do a video to help my buddy Howie from Facebook, a Plex server owner. He's having trouble with the Mork and Mindy series. And in order to help him, I went out and found exactly what he's working with. Now I've renamed this folder a little bit, and you see that it's not Mork and Mindy. It's got the symbol spelled out, but that's good enough for Filebot. And then everything is just in one big folder. And how he uses Filebot, I think he uses my expression. But taking a look at this, I notice a few things. Filebot's not going to be able to handle this combined episode the way it's named. And there's a few more like that I think I can spot in here someplace. Right here. So all those will have to be manually edited first. And I also notice it's missing episode 4. So if we go to TMDB, which a lot of people use because a Plex TV series by default pulls episode ordering from TMDB, we'll take a look and see how this is named. Now this is always an ordered listing. Only tvdb has an alternate DVD order. So let's get into the first season. Okay, so we have episode 1 and 2, pilot, parentheses 1 and parentheses 2, both aired on the same night. Whether they were really 2 separate episodes or one long one, I'm not sure. The 3rd episode was on a week later, and then the 4th, 2 weeks after the 2 first episodes. And again, this is always an aired ordering, and TMDB, in my opinion, is very rigid, which is why I always suggest people use tvdb, ignore TMDB, and set your advanced episode ordering or your advanced settings of episode ordering to tvdb for your TV show library as soon as you set it up. All right, so if we pop into seasons, let me open this up in a new tab, and we'll first take a look at season 1 of the aired ordered listing. And while that's loading, I'll pop into season 1 of the DVD ordered listing. So it looks like the tvdb aired ordered listing matches the TMDB, which is only aired ordering. 1 and 2 aired the same night. The 3rd episode a week later. The 4th episode another week later. We go to the DVD order. It looks like the first 2 episodes come off the DVD as one file because they're both named Season 01 E01. So if you're into manually changing a show at the show level to DVD order and you've ripped this way, you can just scan it in. It'll scan in incorrectly and then change at the show level to DVD ordering, and I'll show that later on. That will cause it to rescan and then refresh the metadata, and things will match up if you do rip from DVD. But we do not have this set up as a DVD rip. We have it set up for aired ordering with some poor naming. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a trick. I'm going to select everything, right click, choose rename, choose find and replace files, and let's see if I can do this and only get the affected episodes. So let me do a comma and a space. And then in the replace text box, I'll do E. Nope, I don't want O. What do I want? E dash. That's what I want. And then E again. All right, so let's check this out. this looks good. SO1, S1EO1. No, that's not right. Hold on. Okay, that's still not right. All right, now I got it. All right, so comma, space, and then dash E. Having a brain freeze. So we've got S1, and Filebot will make that SO1. I think that's where my brain is kind of frying right now. So Filebot will make it SO1, EO1, EO2. So that's great. So let's see what else gets changed. Well, it's going to change this episode name, but I don't care. Filebot will fix that. I just don't want to change any of the regular season episode codings. All right, now see, this one is named differently, as is that one. Now, I'm going to have to fix 2 of these manually. But this is an easy way to identify all of them. So what will I have to fix manually? Season 2, episode 11, and season 2, episode 1 and 2. All right, so I'll let it rename. So my trick only worked for a couple of the files. All right, so let's take a scan through. That's correct. That's correct. Looking through here. That's correct. Filebot's great, but it's not perfect. It can't handle every goofy situation. Okay, so that's enough to turn Filebot loose on it. Now, every video like this seems like it turns into a Filebot primer video. So let's get that opened. Now, I have custom expressions. In order to see Filebot's default expression, I have to hold down the Shift key. And then I can see organize episodes for Plex, but that's going to expect there to be directory structure already on my NAS of a shared folder named media and a subfolder named TV shows. So I never use that default one. If I wanted to do basic naming that won't create season folders, I could click match, and then under episode mode here, I could simply pick the tvdb or the movie database. I'll pick tvdb. It'll ask for the right show. And you see how it's handling these 2 episodes in one file correctly. And again, it handles it here and there. And where's the last one? Right here. But it doesn't create structure. My custom expression, which if I go into edit presets and I click into that, it's this long string here, which I will paste into the description of the video. And all you have to do is to create a new expression, name it whatever you want, paste that expression in, and this handles split file naming as long as they're named space dash space PT1 or 2. So if you have one movie split in two one episode split in two files, this will rename everything for you. That's kind of an extra step. And it also looks for embedded subtitles. But the data source needs to be the tvdb and the episode ordering needs to be air date. So basically you just click here, click edit expression, click new expression, give it a name, and then fill the other details in as my previous screenshot shows. So I will use my custom expression, pick the correct show, and let's get back up here. You see how it's handling those two combined episodes in one file properly. It's creating the show folder name, adding the tvdb source ID, and then creating the season folders. It's very simple. Click rename. All right, this is telling me that Mork and Mindy S204, Mork runs away, and this baby blues. Okay, so let me cancel this. Season 2, Episode 4. Oh, look at that. I do have two different episodes marked that way. Let me see if that's my missing, if one of those is my missing. That's it. Mork runs away. Season 1, Episode 4. All right, so we're not missing an episode. It's renamed incorrectly for the Season 2 instead of Season 1. So Filebot caught that. It didn't tell me exactly what it was, but I was able to deduce the issue. So now I am no longer missing an episode. All my videos are live and unscripted for the most part. So this is real-time discovery. Okay, again, we're handling the split episodes properly, and I'll just hit rename. 91 files renamed. Now on my Synology NAS is where these files are. I have to refresh to see the new folder name. Now we see the season folders, and inside we have the properly renamed season and episode coding for 2 episodes in one file. We had a couple in season 2, there. So now I have a couple choices. My normal program is to have every TV show library set up to pull episode ordering from tvdb, and that's how this test main library is. And here's a folder with nothing in it that I've marked for TMDB episode ordering. So I haven't set this up. Let me get into that test server. You see I run multiple test servers. This is my real one. The rest are test servers that all use the same public domain media. This series is not public domain, but I'm doing Howie a favor to show him what he needs to do with this specific series. So this is a test Docker container running on my NAS that has my normal Plex media with packages and containers on a 2-drive SSD volume to speed things up. So if I go to libraries, this is the library we're adding to, and I believe I have automatic scanning turned on. Okay, so I'm going to copy and not cut this, so this will take a little bit longer. Because then I'll move it again into this library structure and create a library around it with default episode ordering set to TMDB. So it's already starting to scan, even though not all of the files have copied. This is going to take 12 minutes. So we will let this go because I can't cut this and paste it here until this is finished copying. So I'll have to pause it and get back to you. I didn't think that one through. And I'm back. The transfer is just about done. And we can go in because it'll just scan automatically to finish up. But the first season is already there. We have 25 episodes, which is a match for the aired ordering. If we back up, we have 25, 26, and then 2 22s. 25, 26, the first 22, and this will catch up once everything scans in. But let's go into the first season. And we see that our one file that was named for 2 episodes was added correctly. And this is not a perfect solution because if you start either of these, the single file will play. But it's a workable solution because if you start watching this episode, when it finishes, both will be marked as watched, so the third will continue under the continue watching. If you stop partway through, Plex will remember where you are, even if you're into the second episode, but the percentage will be on the first episode. So in practice, it works fine, but if you click this, it's going to start the file, which is both episodes, just like if you clicked here. All right, so let's see what's going on. Okay, now we've caught up. We've got 22 episodes. So that's it, Howie. I kind of figured out that there were a couple issues with the files you have. The second season had 2 episode 4s, and one of them was actually a season 1 episode 4. So that was pretty easy just to rename. And those 4 episodes that contained 2 episodes in one file had to be renamed slightly. And I kind of showed a trick that worked for a couple of them. But again, you can just rename that manually to get rid of the comma, put the dash in, and add the E for the, I'm missing a word here for the sequence. It's a sequence. So if you had 4 episodes, it would be SO1, EO1-EO4. You would not list every episode out individually because you would only get the first additional episode and not the remaining ones. So this is a series. You don't list every episode. Okay, that's about it. Happy plexing, and Howie, let me know if you're still stuck after this video. Thanks for watching. Happy plexing. Oh, I should not have said goodbye. I forgot that I wanted to do one more thing. So I'll join these 2 together. We were going to put it into this other library. So let me create a library. We'll just call it TMDB ordering. And before I find the folder, well, let me browse to the folder. It's empty. Let me go to the advanced settings. This is where I would normally change the episode ordering to tvdb, but we'll leave it as the movie database. So there's nothing in that library. So now let's just copy and paste this whole show into this folder. And I already know that this is going to scan the same as the other copy of it did with tvdb ordering, because the listings were the same, but there might be different posters used. Oh, my mistake. With just nothing in here, the recommended is going to show up blank, even though there's something in the library mode. It's just a fluke when you have an empty library and you put the first series in. All right, so we have 25, 26, 22, and 22 for the episode count. And if we go in here, pilot 1, pilot 2, episode 1 and 2, again, the same principle. If I press play on either of these, the same media file will start up. Continue watching works the same. Third episode is fine, fourth, and so on. So the only thing that's different, if there's something different, is this different posters. Let's check that out. Nope, same posters are used. Sometimes you get different posters. Okay, so now I can say happy plexing and thanks for watching.